All right, everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am 5 minutes late. I apologize. It really okay. Here. What happened was, I went up there. I started brewing my coffee, and it took forever. But I didn't want to face you guys without a good dose of caffeine, so that's what I did. I'm sorry. I left a note in the comments, telling you that I'd be right back. So hopefully, we didn't lose any precious viewers. Sam needs his drug fix. It ain't drugs, all right? It ain't drugs. It's coffee. It's the lifeblood. I'm just kidding. Let's see here. Smile. Good morning, Sam. Got my box with a sticker from last week. Thank you. Boom. Good. And thank you, Jeff, for sharing with me. Yeah, that's awesome. I love it when people pay it forward. Brett was here first. He said, so do you, which you should. If you're attending a live stream that's called It Belongs in a Museum, and your host has a gray beard. Getting coffee, be right back. Oh, I read my own comment. There you go. Matthew Vincent says, hola, what's up? Hello, everyone. Philip says, hello, Philip. Hello, Jeff. Good to see you. David is here. What's up? Good to see you. Micah is here. Good to see you. Doug is here. Good morning, everyone. Don't blame it on me. Sam left our house plenty early last night. I know. Wasn't that at all. Dustin Webb says, hello, everyone. Oh, man, Jeff's here. Then, if Ryan also shows up, we might as well kick back in the recliner and watch the Masters at work. Sam ran to Starbucks. No, I didn't. Like, we need a reason to blame it on you, Doug. Right, David? Right? What did everyone do this weekend? I worked as always. That's good. I was painting. That is correct. That's good. That's good painting. Painting is good. Sam and Jesse and kids came up for a game day at our place. It was their first venture into the deep redneck woods of Washington State. And let me tell you, it was pretty stinking dadgum deep. Man alive, we drove for what seemed like an eon. Man, they ain't even got Walmart there, y'all. Shoot. They don't even have a Safeway. They don't even have a grocery store. It was called a marketplace. And it was just the name of the town, Marketplace. And that was just the closest one. I don't think they had a name of the city marketplace where Doug and Emily live. We had to drive for 20 minutes just to see somebody else. I'm just kidding. That's not true. It was a long ways up there, though. That's for sure. All right. David Brantley says, fantastic factories and Anachrony are no longer on the shelf of shame. Good job, David. Reading more game rules outside, dude, just to keep chipping away at the list. That's what you got to do, right? Family and grocery shopping and church here. That's right. Good. Is there an empty spot on the wall? Shoot what went there. Huh? Shoot what went there. Oh, empty spot on the wall. Are you talking about this over here? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that over there. That's not part of it. I think what went there, that was heat. And I took heat to game day on Saturday, and I haven't put it back yet. That's why that's there. So don't guess that. What are you talking about? OMAC has a Safeway and a Walmart. That's OMAC. That ain't where you live, brother. Don't even go there. I had to drive 20 minutes to get to Walmart. You know. Yeah, I don't think Sam has room to complain about driving. No, I don't. And I don't complain about driving. I'm just trying to... it was a very nice drive, as a matter of fact. It was a perfect day for a nice drive. We very much enjoyed. We had the windows down. We had the sunroof back the entire drive up there. We loved it. We drove past a cemetery that was doing a memorial service for the soldiers that were interned there, and I blew my horn as we went by. I don't know if I should have done that because I think that's supposed to be a moment of silence, but I wanted to show my support in some way, and we were just driving by. We didn't get there. They were just doing the 21 gun salute as we were driving by, so they did a 22 gun salute because I tooted my horn. Anyway, heat is 5 years, isn't it? Yes, but it's not there, so don't guess it. Let's see here. Lots of home improvement, yard work. Also played Red Dragon Inn, Rolling Realms, Downforce, and After Nova. Wow, that's a lot of games. YouTube hasn't recommended me your channel in months, and I subscribed. I'm going to have to turn on notifications. Yes, do that. Sunroof down, beard flapping in the wind. That is absolutely what we were doing. It was a beautiful day for a drive. Got to show Jess all of the places that I'm taking water samples and reading meters from for Doug on the way up there because that's the route. And so she enjoyed that. We enjoyed the weather. It was a good day. I'm not complaining at all. 2 whole stores, Doug. Such a cornucopia. Yeah, when we were driving back through that bustling metropolis of Omak, trying to find a place to get a coffee for the drive back, ne'er to be found. Not a one. Coffee shop was still open at 7 o'clock at night. Yeah, you know you out in the boonies when that's the case. Don't even, Doug. You trying to use the sophistication of Omak to justify your redneckness. No, don't do that. With bonus toot, that's right. Bonus toot, that's right. That's exactly what we did. All right. Well, welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. AI Eric says, get on with it. Yes, thank you, David. I felt it, too. I felt the pressure, so I'm moving on. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. This is It Belongs in a Museum, to which you should dutifully reply, as Brett already has. So do you. Yes, it is. It's a play on words from Indiana Jones. Get on with it. I'm a geek. Anyway, what we do here is we talk about older games that are at least 5 years old or older. Now, we're not talking about these super old games like backgammon and chess and checkers and Go. I'm not talking about those. Those all have their place. Great, fine, and amen. We're talking about in the modern era of board games, but games that are older. Because generally speaking, games that are... I mean, frankly, if you want to really push it, if it's 2 years old or older, you probably haven't heard about it from anybody else because that's not what everybody else covers. They're covering the stuff that's new and hasn't even come out yet. The new Kickstarter campaign and throw your money over here, people. That's what you're hearing from. That's not what we do here on Tuesdays. On Tuesdays, we talk about older games that if you see it at your local Goodwill or Salvation Army, you might find a pretty stinking good find for like $5. That's what we do on Tuesday mornings. And so that's what we are about. We had a 21 gun salute here at Game Day 2 after introing... It wasn't 21. It's maybe 5 or 6 or something like that. I don't know. Speaking of Kickstarter, no, don't go there. All right. So what we do here is to make it a little bit more fun is and to give kind of a pass it along. I need to be continuously culling my collection because I'm continuously getting new stuff in from one source or another, and mainly it's my source. I'm sorry, but what we do is we also give away stuff. Now we don't necessarily as almost a matter of course we do not give away the games that we're talking about, but we will give away a surprise, a board game related surprise. Along with a sticker from the channel, and we'll send that out to 2 people. One person, we usually go over 2 games, 1 person from each game. Now, we make a game out of it. We will give you a couple of clues, and then whomever is able to most quickly guess correctly the game that we're about to talk about will get a surprise from the Flipside. We'll send you a package and it'll have some type of board game related fun thing in it, whether it's a board game or some type of board game component or accessory or something like that, whatever it might be. And we'll send that out to you along with a sticker from the Flipside as a way of just making the community cool and just being here and participating. That's simply what we do. So with that being said, we're going to go into our first contest. And this first contest will be whomever is able to guess correctly the game that we're about to talk about based on the clues that I give you. That person will either A, send me an email at flipsideobg@gmail.com and say, thank you, I will take the prize, or secondarily, they may just pass it along to somebody else that's in chat. Preferably somebody that hasn't won, or maybe somebody that hasn't won in a long time, whatever it might be. Those are the two things. If they do pass it along, that second person needs to email me at flipsideobg@gmail.com and send me their shipping information so that I can get that package to you. Now, we are going to begin. The first game that we're going to talk about hails from the year 2007. That's your first clue. It hails from the year 2007. It was produced in 2007. Second clue, I'm going to give you two mechanisms from the game. First mechanism is dice rolling. And second mechanism is tech trees. All right? So those are the two mechanisms, dice rolling and tech trees. And then it was published in 2007. Those are your two clues. May the best BGG or Google Fooer commence and win. Stargazer and Observatory went up today. Stop talking about the new stuff, Victoria. That's not what we're here for. I thought you were saying the carne asada was the Kickstarter. Oh, it kickstarted something. Stop! You guys made me ink. Good old Boom and Munch. Good evening, Sam. Good evening, Stefan. Good to see you. Sam, did you ever get my email from when I won? Yes. Never got a reply, so just wanted to make sure. Yes, Dustin, we did. I don't always reply to those, but I do remember that you sent me some extras, so I will get back to you today. Thank you for reminding me. If you haven't won ever or recently, speak up now, Luke says. Kingsburg, David Brownlee went off the cuff. Jeff C., Kingsburg, Terrier Haler, good job, David. Kingsburg, Brett. Well, that was tough. Race for the Galaxy, only one option on BGG. Well, I guess. Hey, that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes it is very simple. It's not difficult. I don't want to make it difficult. It's not like I'm trying to keep people from getting cool stuff. So, yes, I too want to guess Kingsburg as well. All right. Well, at least you know I don't try to make it hard for you. I don't check to see what comes up when somebody puts in 2007 dice rolling and tech tree in the BGG search engine. But yes, we will all share the prize this time. No, I'm not sending out 8 different packages. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that. Was harder with 878 Vikings. Then we had 2 options. All right. Okay, so David Brownlee, you, sir, are our winner. You can either pick up your wings the next time you are here for Steamers, or I can send it to you. I don't mind sending you something. It actually would be pretty inexpensive to send something over the mountains. Not a problem at all. Or you can give it away to somebody else in the chat. We will go ahead and get together at the table, however. So we'll go ahead and do that and turn on our Picture in the picture. So here we go, Kingsburg. Now, this is the 2007 edition of Kingsburg, but it does have some spruce ups on the inside of it. This does have a 2017 edition. It did get a revamp from a different company. So you can look that up, but you can probably see that on BGG, where there is a second edition for 2017, and that's the one that's probably going to be the most widely available. Although, if memory serves, I think there was another one. Maybe that second edition was the one I was talking about, but let me just double check here. Two more. No. It looks like the second edition is going to be the one that is the most recent, but there could be another one. I think JT did a Kickstarter of one, but I don't recall. So anyway, just realize that this isn't the most recent edition of the game. All right. So Kingsburg. Now I do have the expansion to Forge a Realm. The second edition comes with a version of the expansion included in the base game. So the second edition, as far as I'm aware, does not have an expansion for it, but the original edition did have To Forge a Realm, and but I think everything that's in To Forge a Realm is also in the base game. Now, I do like the board of the base game much better than the second edition. I think it has better colors. I think it has better artwork. But, you know, that's just me. It might be just one of those things where I've just, you know, I'm accustomed to playing this, and the new look just doesn't do much for me. But we'll maybe take some time after we get done showing you everything that's in this box. Maybe we'll take some time and look at those pictures online afterwards. But here's the board, and basically what you're doing is everybody's going to be rolling dice, and you're going to be using the values of those dice to influence the different people that are in the king and queen's court in Kingsburg. And you're doing that to generate different kinds of resources and different abilities that are going to be coming up. And the whole reason you're doing that is you're going to be doing that through these ages. And then in winter, you're going to have some cards here that represent an enemy that is attacking the realm. And you're going to try to defend, your village wants to try to defend, be able to defend rather, those different people that are coming up there. The main resources are wood, gold, and stone, but you have some other things here. These little flags here represent victory points. These two things here represent any resource of your choice. So if you can pay 1 point, if you influence this person here, you can pay 1 point to grab 3 resources of your choice. You get 3 stone, you get 1 of each resource, you get 4 gold over here. If you influence the queen, which is just 1 shy of your maximum roll of 18, because you roll 3 6-sided dice, you get 2 of your choice, 3 points, and you get to take a look at what the bad guys are going to be for the winter. You get to do some resource, transformation or whatever, conversions. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. You get to move along the defense track, which is like the number of troops that the king is going to send to your village. There's a number of different things that you can do here, but it's all about rolling your dice, using those dice as workers, placing them on the board, and then using the resources that you generate to build up your own village. And so let me go ahead and get all this stuff out of here. We'll go through this stuff in just a minute. I just want to show you the here are the part of the To Forge a Realm. These are like little upgrades that make your village different than everybody else's. Then there were also these right here are the villages that came in the base game of Kingsburg. All right, so you have all of these different things. So you're going to use 2 gold to build a statue, and that statue gives you 3 points right off the bat. But then it also has a special ability down here at the bottom. Or you can use 1 gold and 1 wood to build an inn. It doesn't give you any victory points, but it's going to give you this special ability at the end. You can use a gold and a stone to build a guard tower, which will give you 1 point immediately, and it also gives you +1 in battle at the end. So it's all that kind of stuff. So basically, what you're doing here is you're building from left to right, and you are going to, for example, you can't build a chapel until you build a statue. But you can build a barricade first. You don't have to go top to bottom. But you're building each of these different rows from left to right. And as you build this, further into the row, the town, the buildings are more... they have more advantages. They're stronger. They're more powerful. These are basic and these are very nice. They give you more victory points, but they also give you stronger abilities as well. But they're also a lot more expensive. So that's generally how that happens. Now, one of the things that the expansion brought into it were different, basically larger villages, and that's what this brings out. So you had, and instead of just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, you have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows, and it basically just gives you more choices that you can work on throughout the course. They're all the same, basically, but it just gives you an extra 2 rows down at the bottom. Not necessarily at the bottom, but like this one has 1 more at the top and then 1 more at the bottom. But that's one of the things that the expansion to Forge a Realm brought into the effect. And then there was also these extra little things. So you have A, B, C, D, E, and you have different, these could be drafted. And this would make basically your village different than everybody else's. And I think there were probably, you drafted 2 or something to that effect. I haven't played it in quite some time. Now, I do have some upgraded components in here, and I'll just show you one, and basically all of the other ones are the same. You also had a house ability. This is one of the things that came in the expansion. These are your tokens that you would use, and we'll talk about these in just a few moments, what they were used for. And then these little guys right here, are the things that would be used to mark off which buildings you had built on your... So if you, for example, build the statue, you simply place your token there to denote that you've built your statue. And now that you've built your chapel, you can do that as well. And these are just used to track what buildings you've purchased throughout the course. Now, they also, I have this little set that some did not like and others liked a lot, but it's kind of really up to you. They came with these little standards, I guess you could say, and these would be used on the actual board to denote, first of all, one of them would be your point marker. Another one would be your the king's strength, wherever you built up that. And I can't remember what the other one was for. But anyway, came with 3 of those. Then it also, this little set that I bought extra came with these dice. And these dice, the people in the dice tower didn't really like them that much. I love them because I don't think they're hard to read at all, but they said that they are hard to read. These are special dice. They are not the same as the ones that come in the 2nd edition. They're a little bit different, but because they had the dark backgrounds, it was difficult. The white ones are really easy to see, and these were like extra dice that you could roll during the course of the game. But that's generally what's in there. They also had the expansion also had a lot of different things like these little guys right here that basically gave you, let's see, let's get to them. That gave you like a special ability that only you could do. So it made you a little bit different than everybody else, but sometimes they were good, sometimes they weren't. As like the general here, he just gives you +1 in battle, always. And the fairy, during summer, you get to roll 1 extra white die. You don't have to do anything for it, you just get it during summer. The damsel, at the beginning of every year, you get to receive 1 die, which it's these little die tokens, and basically they are to mitigate dice rolls. So that's another cool thing. But that's what all of these did. That was in the expansion as well. And then there were also seasonal effects. These are basically like event cards that would sometimes hurt, sometimes help, but they just kind of gave a little bit more flavor to the game. Now, I said earlier that you were talking about that you were trying to defend yourself against these different bad guys. So what would happen here is that you would take 1 from each of these sets. So 1 through 5 represent the different rounds of the game. And so it would also show you that the monster that's on the other side of this card is going to be a strength of 2 to 4, somewhere in there. So you want to plan for 4, but hopefully it's only 2, something to that effect. And they had a number of different things here. For example, you have barbarians, you have orcs, you have zombies, you have goblins, a couple of them. And each card has a couple of different things. If you don't defeat them, the red area here is going to say that you have to lose 1 good of your choice, and you also have to destroy 1 of the buildings that you've built into your village. Or if you beat them, you get equal to or greater than their strength in battle, then you'll get +1 gold after that battle. And of course, up here you see that their strength is a 2. But it might be different. The orcs are going to steal more of your goods and steal some victory points, but they give you the same thing. The zombies, if you don't defeat them, it's -2 victory points. If you do, it's +1. These goblins, there's 2 different goblins, and these guys will destroy a lot. They destroy 1 wood, 1 stone, 1 building, and they take a victory point. And then it's also +1 if you beat them, +1 stone if you beat them here, but it's only -1 gold and -1 building. So, and then the level 2 bad guys, you read the card the same, like this is a 5, this is a 3, this is a 5, a 4, and a 4, but what they're taking from you is a little bit more powerful now. So they're taking 2 goods and -1 point, 2 wood, 2 stone, 1 house, and 1 victory point. So it really just depends on which one of these, and they're randomly determined. Any one of these could be the one that represents the bad guys in Season 2. And then they just continue to get stronger as you go through Seasons 3, 4, and 5. But that is what you're basically defending yourself against. And that is, these are the goods that come in the base game. They're just cubes, wooden cubes. Nothing really to write home about as far as those components are concerned. All right, I'm just going to place this all back in here, and I will go through and straighten it all up after the stream. That will go in there. Then this will go in here. Oh boy. Make sure that doesn't get so. And then that will go in there for now. And like I said, I promise I'm going to clean it all up. That is Kingsburg. First edition Kingsburg, that is. All right, let's see here. What do we got? Let's go back up top. Let's see, who got picked? I'll pass it along. Who hasn't won yet? All right, good job, David. Thank you for doing that. I've played several times, but had no clue. Jamaican Coliseum are also 2007 dice rolling games, but don't have tech trees. That's true. But in both of those, you're really not rolling dice very much. In Jamaica, you're only rolling dice whenever you attack or defend. And then in Coliseum, you're only rolling dice to move the counselor and the senators and all that other kind of stuff around. So they're not doing a whole lot of rolling dice in those two. Board reminds me of Hollywood Squares. Yeah, that's true. Second editions frequently fix issues and include expansions, but sometimes people prefer first editions for the art or nostalgia. This is correct. I've played Cavern Tavern, which I hear is similar. Glenn Just, one of my earliest dice resource acquiring games I own that continue to increase my excitement for modern board gaming. That's cool. Micah says, I feel that's a bit unfair to do second editions when buying a game you expect they are play tested enough before sale. Okay, well, yeah, I understand that, Micah, but developers can only do so much, and playtesters can only do so much. Is it possible for playtesting not to reveal a problem in the game? Yeah, it is. So some things, and again, I'm not trying to be too excusatory here, but some things just can't be seen. You can do the best you can, and you have to have, I guess, a little faith in the company that they have done the best they can to hammer out all of the issues of a game before they release it. But sometimes you release something and it does have bugs in it. And it's not necessarily that it's a broken game per se. It's just got bugs. And so publishers will take note of that. And if there is enough reasoning, I guess, there, then putting out a second edition to fix problems that have come up since the first edition, I think that's valid. I definitely don't think it's something you should plan on doing. Like, I'm not going to release edition 1 with XYZ problems that I know are there. I just don't feel like fixing them right now. And then once I get enough money, I'll put out a second edition and, hey, get more money. If you plan on that, yeah, that's pretty bad. But I think as a course of, I don't think there's anything wrong with a publisher wanting to improve upon a game that unknowingly had issues to begin with. But I don't know that that's exactly what you're saying. But I've always wanted to try Kingsburg. David Brownlee, the publisher, could give it a new name and say it's better first edition game using the same mechanisms. Life is unfair, but I'm okay with games getting better with time. I'm saying that as someone who went all in on Senjutsu and is regretting it. Oh no. Are you saying Senjutsu, Battle for Japan, and you're regretting it? Oh no. That's sitting over on my table. Oof. All right. Well, yeah, but it's cool if they have an update pack like they did for Dominion. Yeah, that's cool too. I'm only annoyed with new editions only if they are not compatible with previous expansions and content. Well, that's also understandable, Philip, but I think the second edition includes most of the expansion content that was from To Forge a Realm. And if you purchase the extra dice packs with the original edition, I think they will still work with the second edition. But I think the second edition has upgraded dice. Sometimes it just hits hard. Should always wait and perhaps get nothing. That's the dilemma here. Yeah, that's true. I did a while back Quest for El Dorado, and the expansion for the old edition has little cards. Warhammer 40k is a perfect example of no matter how much playtesting there is, it's never enough. Truth. Let's see. So now I have the old expansion looking for an old edition. Oh, I see. Gotcha. Sometimes it's just that game development has evolved, ideas, expansions, and so forth. That's true. The Arnak storage solution, with expansions would have been cool, but I had already invested a third-party storage and couldn't justify the cost. Understood. All right, well, that is Kingsburg. Let's go ahead and put that off to the side. And, all right, so number 2, let's see. Did we get a winner? Did we get a winner? Because David said he'll pass it along. Who hasn't won yet? And then I don't see anything about anybody saying that they will take the winnings that David is offering up. Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? Anyone indeed? Okay. I haven't won in a while. Odonata Creation says, well, that's good. If David would wish, it's yours. All right, Odonata Creations, you need to send me an email at flipsideobg@gmail.com, and that will secure your winnings. You are welcome. So that is good. Now, on to number 2, the second game that we're going to be talking about today. Go ahead and close that window. And now, this one is going to be a 2006. This is almost a 20-year-old game. 20 years. 19 to be exact. 19 years old. That is your first clue for the second one here. And now we have hand management and set collection. Hand management and set collection, those are the two mechanisms involved. And that will be that. So go ahead and let the guessing commence. Heat! No! What did she win? I joined late. Well, that's a surprise. Surprise, surprise. We don't say anything. We don't give away the game that we're going over. We just give you something. And it'll be something cool. Don't worry about that. Yeah, it's not Heat. High Society, no. Battlelord, no. Phase 10, no. Marvel Heroes, no. Man, it's almost like I don't want to say it. Man. Cartagena 2, no, David. Ryan. Blue Moon City, no. Cleopatra, the Society of Architects, no. Lifeboats, no. Traders of Osaka, no. Turning Taxes, no. Ryan. I don't know how this dude does it. I don't know how he does it. Foul Play, no, Luke. But he always gets it right. How does he do this? Ticket to Ride Märklin. The Märklin edition. Now, this is the collector's edition of Ticket to Ride, and it is I guess, published in tandem. No, not in tandem, but it's published with the rights from the intellectual property of Märklin, which is a toy, or rather a remote control miniature train company. And they worked with Days of Wonder to produce a copy of the game, and each card used, each train card in this game is a different car. Of course, the colors stay the same based on what color set it is, but it's really, really kind of neat. Now, other things here that Ticket to Ride Märklin has done is that it has instituted this idea of passengers moving along routes. And this was the first one to actually do that. Now, this has been redone as Ticket to Ride Deutschland, I believe, or Ticket to Ride Germany. I think that's what it is. Is it a standalone version or an expansion? It is not a standalone. It is not an, well, it's a new game. It's not an expansion. Okay, so this is a standalone. This is not just an expansion. I guess you could say it's a standalone expansion. Blah, blah, blah. But there you have it. All right, so Ticket to Ride Märklin. Ryan, you are the winner. You guessed it correctly. A guy at my church has this edition, and I look upon it with jealousy. As anyone else not won or not won in a while, first to say something gets it. No, wasn't done typing the game name even. That's funny. All right, well, as Ryan continues to try to track down a winner, let's go ahead and take a look at the inside, and we will go from there. All right, let's see. All right, so here we are. We have Ticket to Ride Märklin, and as you can see, this is actually a picture of one of their train sets, I believe. You know, a model train set with these are like actual figures. This isn't like artwork. This is a photograph, and that's actually a pretty cool thing. It is a German map, and it does say Collector's Edition down there as well. So this is one of the things that I've really enjoyed having in my collection over the years, and I'm very happy to have been able to have it. But anyway, there you have it. There's a little thing about Märklin on the inside, and it even comes with a CD, which I haven't taken it out. I don't know what this is going to do, but it is a program from 2006. But there is that, and it gives you the idea of everything that is Märklin and so forth and so on. But this is a little Märklin catalog that comes in the game. And so you also have the rule book, which is pretty standard as far as that's concerned. But it does give you the new rules on how, where is it? Passenger cards, and how passenger cards work, and how they're going to go along. So basically, what you can do is you can have a you can activate a passenger for the blue player. So the purple player must play a passenger card to use the route belonging to the yellow player. So he says, I'm going to activate a passenger. So he's going to go from here to here to here to here, and he picks up each of those four tokens, which are basically worth points at the end of the game. But during this link here, that's yellow player's link, and he has to use a passenger card in order to use that link. And if I'm not mistaken, he doesn't take. No, he does, because he used the card. So he'll take this token, this token, this token, this token, this token, and then he doesn't have to pay anything, but he takes this one as well, and then he has used his passenger for that, and he scores that many points for that passenger. Each person, I believe, is going to get 3 each. 3 passengers each. So 3 times over the course of the game, you'll be able to move your passengers and pick up those different tokens, and it gives you another way to score points in the game. So that's really kind of the main idea there. All right. So as we are going through the game, through the box rather, here is the, it's a big board, so I may have to move things around a little bit. Let me get my coffee cup out of the way. But here is the board, and as you can see, each of the different spaces has a different color associated with it, and so that will help you determine where all of these different tokens will go. And then you also see that the Ticket to Ride legend is there. 1, 2, 4, 7, 10, 15, and 18 points for these different things. You do have a 7 long track, and I believe that is right over here. One of them, at least, is from Dresden down to Regensburg. And I think, nope, you've also got one up here from Rostock to Berlin. 1, 2, 3. No, that's 6. So, oh, no, here's another 7 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, from Hamburg to Berlin. So it looks like there's 1, 2, 7 routes. Nope, there's another one. Okay, I'm just stupid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from Erfurt to Regensburg as well. So anyway, you've only got a few of those on the board. I'll just say that because that's true. And of course, there's nothing on the back. This is not a double-sided board, but you also have going to different countries. So you can go from France to Freiburg or from France to Saarbrücken, but you have all of these different things where you can from France to Berlin or from Austria to Berlin, whatever. So that's that. Then you also have the different ticket cards, and the ticket cards were pretty cool, very clear as well. So a lot of different things that are going on here, but I like the fact like you could have from the Netherlands to Berlin, and then we passed one earlier from France to Leipzig. So all of these different, these are the longer routes, the orange backs, and then you also had the shorter routes with the blue backs on the back. So you did have 2 different versions there. Person who finishes the most tickets will get 10 points, so that's pretty neato Frito. These are the tokens that come in the game, and honestly, this is the one part of the game that I didn't really like that much about because I am like super anxious that I'm going to lose some of these tokens, and so that's been a source of high anxiety throughout the years. That because once you lose these tokens, you start eroding away the ability to play the game. So, but these are the tokens that you actually place out on the board. Get that zipped right back up. But before we go any further, I do want to show these cards because these cards are very stinking cool. So you have purple, red, white, yellow, and black as far as the colors for the game are concerned. And then, so here's a red, and you might say, oh, okay, well, all of the reds have that card on them. Well, no, that's not the case because here's another red, and oh, look, that one's different than the one I just put out there. Well, I will say this. All of the passenger cards look the same. But then you have this red one that goes out there. Oh, and this red one that goes out there. And this red one that goes out there. So as you can see, all of the cards in the deck are different. They're not the same. They're still, this is a red card and so forth and so on, but they're not the same as any of the other ones in the deck. And I just think that is super freaking cool. And it also has the model number down here on the bottom. And you can basically just kind of get the idea of how cool this set of the game is. So if you are a person that enjoys model trains and you also enjoy Ticket to Ride, this is one of those kinds of games. This is one of the additions that you should probably seek after. And no, I'm not going to sell you the game at all. Because I'm not going to, just the collector's version of this to begin with is just one of those things. But you get the idea, right? Every single one of those is every single thing is the same. Even the, let me go through this again, so I know this is riveting. So even the wilds that are in the deck, you have some wilds that can only be used on a link that is 4 or more. Then you also have wilds that are just regular old wilds out there. But even all of the wilds have a different car on them. And so this just gives you an idea. I'm not going to go through this entire deck, but this gives you an idea of just how neat this is, right? Because it is just unique, you know? And that's one of the things that I really enjoy about it. If you want the gameplay of the passengers, like I said earlier, you can go and purchase the Ticket to Ride Germany, or the German version is called Deutschland. And oops, that's upside down. But this is just a really neat version of the game, and like I said earlier, I don't think I'll ever get rid of it because it is just that cool in my opinion. But I know I'm a little bit of a dork, but I'll take it. But that gives you an idea, right, of how this entire deck is. It has an entire deck, and none of these cards have the same car on them. So there you have it. Now I haven't, been the collector with this one either, and sleeved all of the cards and all of that kind of stuff. So it's not a collector's edition as far as that's concerned, because I haven't gone to the nth degree to protect it, but it has been well played, but not mishandled in any way, if that makes any sense. As I riffle shuffle all of these cards and probably make you guys cringe a little bit. But you get the idea, right? I don't think it's cool to have, games that I just keep in shrink as collector's editions, because I'm a board gamer. I'm not a collector. All right, so I think those are nice and shuffled up again. So we'll put these right back in here. And again, as Days of Wonder is usually very good at, everything fits in here pretty well and very nicely. It's got a good insert. Nothing jumps around too much. And that is that. So that is Ticket to Ride Märklin. And there we have it. Oh, Ryan had to take off. So let's see, Ryan chose Ate Gripstra. Sorry if I murdered your name, but Ate or 8. Go ahead and send me an email at flipsideobg@gmail.com. And what I'll need you to do is send me your shipping information so that I can get a package out there in the mail to you. Because of the holiday yesterday, Memorial Day, I wasn't able to send out last week's stuff. So we'll be doing last week's and this week's together this weekend, or rather at some point, one of the days of the week, and we'll get those to you. But you need to send me an email so that I can get that to you. Let's see here. Sounds like a lot like the station feature of the Europe edition. The station feature of the Europe edition just allowed you to use different, if I'm remembering it correctly, it just allowed you to use a link coming off of that station. This one, kind of like the passenger card, that's kind of the same thing, but you're just moving passengers along a route. So it's a little bit different than the station mechanism, I believe. Have to go eat my lunch. Be back soon, maybe. All right, see you later, Luke. Take care. Noble Knight has Ticket to Ride Märklin Collector's Edition. Pricey for Ticket to Ride, in my opinion, but I've spent more on a game. That's funny. Well, if they have it, I know Noble Knight does used stuff, so I would just do my research and make sure that, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's not used stuff. Noble Knight also has, you know, brand new in shrink stuff, so I would just do my my research on that. Märklin will never leave my Märklin will never leave my collection. Love the beautiful train cards, passenger attentions, Germany map, my heritage. Awesome, Glenn. Hey, by the way, it's good to see you, Glenn. Thanks for being here. Broken Beard. The first thing I do when I get a game is get it ready to play immediately. Yeah, well, that's what I do as well. I try. There are some games that I have still in shrink. Like, for example, there's a couple of games on here that I've bought for other people in the family for different reasons, birthday parties or whatever, and I haven't opened those, but it's because it was their copy and they didn't open it. So, yeah, Sam doesn't collect games. Those boxes behind him are storage for his collection of glass paperweights of Elvis cats. How'd you know, David? Who told you? My secret is out. So I got Blood Rage with everything, and because they don't label things properly, I now have 2 extra sets of plastic gods. Any reason to keep them? No. If it's the updated version of the gods, you can send one of those sets right here, because I didn't get that. I didn't back their upgraded version of Blood Rage when they came out with when they were trying to raise money for the app. And I know they sent out new versions of all. I think there was a stretch goal or something like that where they were getting new versions of the gods. So if it's new versions of the gods, I'm your Huckleberry. But if it's not, if it's just the base game, I have all of those. So don't worry about that. Painting practice? What? Sam only collects dead cats. No, I don't collect dead cats. That's gross. Apparently, Jesse collects dead foxes. You had to be here on Saturday to get that joke. I'm sorry. Do you want the normal size or the deluxe size? I have no idea, dude. If you're being serious, talk to me. Send me an email, and because I know you won last week, so I have your email. But send me another one, and we'll talk about it. I'm largely kidding, because, well, most of the time we'll still talk, but I would be interested if it's the newer gods, the newer versions of the gods. I would be interested in that, but I don't need it. You know what I mean? So I'll talk to you though. We can swap some pictures and see what's up, but we'll go from there. Cheers, cheers. Portugal is here. What's up, Pedro? Good to see you, bud. David Brownlee, I believe there are already revised rules for Senjutsu Online, just FYI. Okay, well, that's good. I'll look at it. Yeah, okay. All right, well, that's about it. We are at 12:35. That is even an hour after I was here 5 minutes late. So we're going to get out of here. I have a lot of extra work to do today. I got to get my review ready tomorrow for the Dice Tower of Goryeo. Goryeo is a neat game that is, one of you is the feline spirit of mischief or something to that effect. I don't know if that's correct, but all I know is that while you're the Goryeo, you're running around a palace breaking stuff. That's it. And the other player is the group of samurai that are trying to protect the palace and exorcise the demon from the palace. And so go check it out go check out my review on the Dice Tower tomorrow. That'll be pretty cool. And we'll get there in a little bit. But have a good one. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. If you're a winner today, don't forget to email me. That is a tickler for me to remember to send you your stuff. So send me an email, flipsideobg@gmail.com, and let me know your shipping information so I can get you a surprise from the flip side. Thanks for being here, everybody. Hit that like and subscribe button if you had a good time today, and maybe even hit that bell icon as well so that you can be let known when we have new videos coming out for your enjoyment. Thank you for being here. We'll see you guys and gals later on the flip side. Take care.